In this section, we're going to look at copy and paste. So go into the copy and paste folder and open up 1A motor assembly. In this exercise, we're going to look at how copy and paste can help you build parts around surrounding geometry. So we start with this component and we want to build a mating flange for it. Notice that inside of our component we have a single solid. So we're going to be using copy and paste to first grab surfaces from our original solid and build a mating solid to it. So I'm going to select on our large mating face here and Control select the smaller one next to it. Once I have these two faces selected, I can click Copy in our clipboard and then click Paste. You'll notice it pastes them into the exact same location. To see them better, I'm going to hide our component. Now we have two surfaces, and we can use Pull to thicken them into a solid. I'll grab both surfaces and drag them to thicken them. And I'm going to type in a value of 30. By using the mating faces from our original solid, we automatically have a lot of the detail necessary. We have a lip on the other side, and we have our 4 mounting holes. Once you copy and paste geometry though, it doesn't have to stay the same. We could always take a single face and pull that independently. So we can pull it up or down, or click up to, and click on our other face. By not having an extra notch, we'll save some manufacturing costs later on. Now there's a few other changes we may want to make to this model. I may want to make a counterbore hole on all 4 of these. So let's look at a really fast way to do this. I'm going to do this by clicking on an edge and clicking the Copy Edge button. This lets me copy this edge outward a given distance, like 5. Now we'll be able to click on that face and pull it down to make a counterbore hole. But let's undo twice with Control Z. An even faster way to make this change would be to use Power Select. This will enable me to grab all of the edges at the same time. If I click that edge, it finds edges of the same length in the same face, or edges the same length in the other faces. Now that I have all 4 of the top edges, I can copy them outward by 5 at the same time, or click on our face, grab faces of the same area, and pull them in at the same time. And so we've been able to make these changes starting with a simple copy and paste. Please use copy and paste and then make these changes with Copy Edge and Power Select. Now that we've finished our mating holes, let's bring back our original solid, component 10. We may have to mate something to the other side of this. So I'm going to click on this cylinder and pull it out larger. We'll type a new value in of 150. I want to create a bolt hole pattern on this side of our model. And I want to use the bolt pattern that we already have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy and paste an entire feature. Let's hide component 10 again. I'm going to box select one of our holes and go to Copy and Paste. Notice it pastes that surface into the exact same spot. Let's undo once. And instead, I'm going to box select, hit the Copy button, and now rotate to the other side. if I click on this face and hit the paste button, it will paste in exactly where I clicked. Now that it's on the other side of our model, we can always use our pull and move tools to edit its location. I can box select that bolt hole and dimension it to the center of our circle. Instead of 127, we may want it to be 130. And now instead of having one bolt hole, we may want to have several. So to make a pattern, we'll drag our move tool to the center, click the Create Pattern button, and pattern this around the object. Let's make a pattern of 6. So what we just saw was copying and pasting a feature from one side of our model to the other, and then creating a bolt hole pattern from it. Lastly, let's look at copying and pasting from one solid into another. Let's bring back our original solid. We may want to offer a little bit more protection on this pin. So we can pull our inner face to make it a little bit smaller, but we may have a better solution. We may have built a similar part last week, and I want to take part of that model, copy it, and paste it in this design. So I'm going to go to our Open button, and let's open up 1B, small flange. Here I have a small flange, and I want to copy and paste just the cylindrical region from this design to the other. An easy way to do this is to use Split Solid. Split Solid lets us select a target object and cut it with one of the faces. Now it's been cut into 2 separate solids. I'll click on our bottom region to remove it. Now that I've isolated the section I want, I'll box select an entire body, go to our clipboard and copy it with Control-C, go to our initial design, and paste it in. Notice it pastes in to whatever location it was in relationship to the world origin, so it may not come to the right spot. If this happens, we'll use the Move tool to move it to the correct location. And I'll start by moving it up to our cylindrical face. Notice it automatically snaps it so it's centered. Now let's click on a red arrow and drag it up. We want to make the 2 faces coincident, so I'll put the Move tool on the bottom edge, and then in the red direction we'll go up to the orange face. Now it's exactly where I want it to be, and I can use Combine to merge these 2 objects together. Select the first solid and Control select the second one. Now we have the part merged into our original model, and I can simply click on any of the faces to snap them to the correct size, pulling a face up to our face we pasted in. So I hope you've seen 3 different copy and paste methods. First, copy and pasting surfaces to start another solid, copy and pasting features from one side of a model to another, and copy and pasting bodies from one design to another.